OMG. Jazza messaged me and he wants me to sell him the figure that I made of him. I'm just gonna send it to you. I'm your biggest fan, not just because you're the only one who noticed me. So off you go, mini Jazza, Jazzy, the mini Jazza, to your new home with the real Jazza. Can't wait to see him play with himself on camera. What's up guys, I am ZW and we have our first official collaboration. I sculpted Jazza half a year ago in June 2021 and it caught his attention. In that video, I went through how I made him from start to finish, but the video is so old I don't even know if I want you to watch it. It's up to you. Honestly, his comment is good enough. I was ready to print it out, frame it and put it up on my wall, but then he wanted the figure. So while I was packing things up for him, this happened.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it didn't really happen that way, but for narrative's sake, just... okay? Not only does he want something that I made, he also wants to collaborate with me. Anyway, in order to not embarrass myself when he unboxes my crap on camera, I decided to try and beautify the box with a simple box cover art that I made on Photoshop and slapped it on a spare box that I found lying on the floor. I really have too many figures. Help me. As for the collaboration, he wants to try door customization. So I got some basic materials for him to let his imagination run wild. But he also requested for the 3D model that I sculpted of him to do his own sculpting in virtual reality. But his hole is too small. I mean, the neck hole is too small. It's supposed to move around like this, but Jazza's head is too tight to have any form of articulation. So I need to fix his hole before sending the model to him. But I got distracted because I requested something from him. If you don't already know, he made a mask of himself with a 3D scanner. I really love that video, and if you haven't watched it yet, this is one that I really got inspired by, link in the description. Well, if a picture paints 1,000 words, a 3D scan model paints 1,000 pictures, because that is the best representation of Jazza there ever will be. This is my 3D model of Jazza and this is the scan that he sent me. I do see some similarities, which is good, right? Means I'm doing something right. But also some areas that need fixing. But screw that, I thought naively. I could just use this 3D scan instead, right? So there I was, happily removing the messy 3D scan hair, which is something a 3D scanner has issue capturing. I masked out the areas I want to keep and smooth the rest flat. Now for the hair transplant. The good thing about digital sculpting is that I could just take an existing model like this hair that I made and add it to a new model just like that. Magic. And same for the eyeballs, but that's about it. Digital sculpting has its limitation and here's one. You see, a 3D model has what they call a topology, and that's basically the skeleton of the model. Clearly not a professional, but a model with good topology marks out the various areas of the face for easier sculpting down the line, and a 3D scanned model does not. That's why when I was trying to mark out his eyelids on the 3D scan model, it looks like shit. Abort. Okay, I'm going to take a break and make a custom base for the Jazza figurine. I have a lot of people telling me how uncomfortable the crotch grabber stand looks on a figure, but I swear, it's the standard issued base that comes with every single 1/6 scale figure, so just accept it, okay? If I have to hear another word about the crotch grabber, I'm gonna So we have a logo printed on transparency paper and another printed on regular paper that will be cut out, and when placed together, I could use some holographic stickers to really highlight the letters. That's it. Elementary school arts and crafts, and we can finish it off with his name, Jazza. Now we can ship everything to him. And while we wait and hope that the shipping companies don't screw things up, our work is still not finished. We still gotta fix his hole, But before that, I want to fix the flaws on my sculpt with reference to his 3D scan. The most obvious flaw is the nose.
Goddamn overpowering nose!
The areas that is inaccurate is, surprise surprise, one that I could never get a screenshot of, the underside of his nose. And other areas like his ears, his mouth, just really small details that I've missed. Finally, we can deal with the infamous hole that I've been talking about since the start. It's really easily done, just mask the entire head and you can remove the unwanted parts. Then you can insert a cylinder of your chosen size to mark out the area that you want to remove. And by using Boolean, it will subtract that cylinder away from your head sculpt. And ta-da! It's more elongated than the first version, which should allow for more movement. And this concludes my part of the collaboration. Technically, that's all he asked of me, but my hands are itching to do something different. Now here's a little context to explain why everything looks a little dated compared to my recent videos. I actually filmed most of this in September 2021, which is 5 months ago. I have since changed my filming and editing style, and Jazza has since grown a beard. So I did go back to modify the hairstyle, add in a beard, and send him the updated model. But the point is, back in September, what I decided to make was a zombified Jazza, because he told me the theme was an apocalyptic world. That's all I know, so that's what I'm going to show you today. But as a very lazy person, I just downloaded a zombie head from Thingiverse, a website where you can get free models, and I'm going to combine them together. It's half and half, and I'm going to try to merge them properly so that it's not that obvious. And I was so engrossed that I forgot to record the process, so this is the end product instead. Yep, that's how professional I was 5 months ago, but don't worry, it's nothing much. I just kinda loosened his ears, added some wounds here and there, make his mouth extra droopy. Oh man, look at this abomination. I am so proud of it. This is before, after, before, after. Of course, it's not a ZW video without printing and painting, so here we go. I use a Form 3 printer from Form Labs, which is a lifesaver, but before we can turn this into this, we need to suck everything out from Jazza's head, cause brains are not needed in 3D printing. I mean, I'm just hollowing his head out so that I don't waste materials, okay? Form Labs might be saving lives, but it's expensive as hell. And once the head is supported, printing is a breeze. Painting this version of Jazza is a bit of a weird experience cause he's a zombie, right? So I definitely tried to hold off on the blush, but I think I might have overdone it instead. But it doesn't matter, cause you're not here to watch regular Jazza painting since you can watch the first video link in the description below if you've not watched it yet. You want to see me paint the zombie portion, don't ya? That was the exciting part for me too, cause I don't get to let my imagination run wild at all. I'm a likeness sculptor and it's my job to be as accurate as I can. But there's no right or wrong when it comes to zombies. So I recycled the paint I used for the eyeballs, for the skull. I added a little purple to the wounds, wrinkles, dead skin, and really all over the place cause
there are no rules.
But time for what really matters, the blood. It's so satisfying. But of course with that rotting eye, I want to add those blood vessels to make it pop. And how can we forget the exposed brain matter? We want the blood to be flowing down. There's never too much blood, so let's add it everywhere, and I mean
Everywhere.
with a little gloss, we're ready. It still absolutely blows my mind that Jazza would want to collaborate with me. Although we haven't really interacted much, it's been fun, so thank you for this opportunity. This video's quality is probably crappy if you came from Jazza's. Who am I kidding, you definitely came from there. So if you have made it this far, you belong here too. Here are some of my custom works that you might like. Please stay tuned for more, and I will see you soon.